So, you want to play Zed Champions? You've heard it's a deep skill-based game where you can earn real money, but you're probably lost. This video is your complete guide. We're going to cover everything from funding your stable to your first breed, and we'll even give you a starting strategy. Pay attention. This is how you get an edge from day one. Before you can play, you need to set your foundation. There are two parts to this, and they are non-negotiable. First, the capital. The game runs on the base network. You need to acquire Zed token or ReZed in order to participate. Swap existing crypto on the base network for Zed token. Then you must transfer that Zed to your in-game smart contract wallet. All in-game actions happen from this wallet, not your personal one. ReZed is different. Think of it as your in-game rewards points. All the prizes from the player treasury, lotteries, leaderboards, and other bounties are paid out in ReZed. It is pegged 1-to-1 with Zed, but with one critical rule: you cannot sell it. Second, the mindset. This game is a game of probabilities. You will get bad results. The players who win are the ones with the discipline and thick skin to stick to their strategy through the variance. If you get emotional, you will lose. With your stable funded, you have your first strategic choice. Do you want to be a staker or a breeder? Staking is the easiest way to get your feet wet. You're buying shares in another player's horse, but you must understand the cost. Every stake has a 20% upfront fee. Here's where it goes: 8% to prior stakers, 5% to the player treasury, 5% to Zed, and 2% to the horse's owner. The moment you stake, the owner, prior stakers, and the game itself are given a claim on 20% of your investment. This means to be profitable, your horse doesn't just need to win back your stake, it needs to win enough to cover their cut as well. But be warned, you are betting on the owner's skill. If they mismanage the horse's career, your investment is at their mercy. The core strategic choice in staking is risk versus reward. You can stake early on an unproven horse to front-run the market and collect the 8% bonus from everyone who follows. Or you can wait for proof, staking only on a demonstrated winner, sacrificing the bonus for a much lower risk investment. Staking is for building a fantasy stable. Breeding is for building a championship bloodline. This is the core of the game. To start breeding, you can use your free soulbound horse or buy a mare from the marketplace. Before you click buy, check the breeding slots shown as open, used, unlockable. A horse showing 055 has 0 open slots and will require you to get 5 Reforge tokens to unlock its full potential. This is a hidden cost. To get a Reforge token, you must burn a retired horse. This means the price of a Reforge token is the floor price of the cheapest horse on the market. Factor this cost into your calculations. Next, the auction. You bid on a stud to breed with your mare. When you win, here's what happens to your bid. 70% becomes your new foal's starting internal balance. 10% goes to the stud owner as a stake in your foal. The rest goes to the player treasury and rake. That internal balance is your horse's bankroll, and it's critical. The entry fee for every race is 10% of your horse's current internal balance. Race payouts work like multi-way all-in situations in a poker game, creating side pots. This means a second-place finish can still be a net loss if you and the first-place horse have massive bankrolls and are effectively in a high-stakes, one versus one side pot against each other. This is the key. Your breeding strategy must be linked to your capital strategy. You need to balance your auction bids to create a starting bankroll that is competitive, but not so large that you're risking a huge amount for small returns against the average field. Now you have a horse. Your job is to manage it. You do not choose your races. The game system is a 24/7 race director. It automatically schedules every horse into 2 races per day, matching them based on performance. This means your skill is not in picking easy races. Your skill is in pre-race preparation and knowing the right time to retire. First, augments. Your foal starts with random augments. Your job is to watch its 2D replays. Is it a front runner, a closer? When does its sprint kick in? Match the augments to its unique running style. This is how you act as the jockey. Second, retirement. A new horse must race 5 times before it can be retired. Your goal is to retire it at its peak, before it hits a wall against tougher competition and its odds get too high. Knowing when to retire is how you maximize your ROI. Retirement is how you cash out. When you retire a horse, its final bankroll, all its winnings minus all its entry fees, is paid out to you and any stakers. But what about the horses that can no longer breed? They have a vital purpose. Reforging is the act of permanently burning a retired horse to create 1 Reforge token. Why would you do this? Because those tokens are the only way to unlock more breeding slots on your elite horses. The strategic play is to buy the cheapest retired horses on the market, burn them for tokens, and use those tokens to continue the dynasty of your champions. It is the circle of life in Zed Champions. Okay, you've learned the basics. Here's a simple, low stakes strategy to get you thinking. Use your soul-bound horse, hunt the auction house for a decent stud that goes cheap during off-peak hours, let your foal race, and earn. The moment its odds start to worsen, retire it. Then, sell that foal on the marketplace for the floor price to players who need horses to reforge. Take your profit and repeat. This is an arbitrage play between your low breeding cost, your foal's race earnings, and the market floor price. It's a way to start building your bankroll to level up. And that's your starting guide to Zed Champions. It can seem like a lot, but remember, every top earning stable started with their first horse. The key is to learn, adapt, and find your own unique edge.